Hey guys, what's up? It's 8-Bit here. Today we're going to review Splatoon 2 on the Nintendo Switch. Splatoon 2, the sequel to 2015's critically acclaimed, dare I say, smash hit, Splatoon. Now, if you don't know what Splatoon is, you take control of a squid kid, or a kid squid, or a squid that's a kid, that has the ability to turn into a kid or a squid at the touch of a button. The majority of modes all consist of 3-minute rounds, 4 versus 4 battles. Now, depending on if you're doing regular battles, ranked battles, or league battles, is what type of modes you'll have unlocked. Now, online play was the focus of Splatoon, and in Splatoon 2, it's not any different. This is a online multiplayer focused game. Regular mode features the tried and true classic Turf War, which is actually my favorite mode. In order to win the game, your team has to basically ink the entire floor of the stage in order to win. Now, it's tempting to go ahead and splat people, as this game is called. There's no deaths. Splatting is what it's called, but splatting doesn't really gain you any points. In order to gain a victory, you must cover the most land in your respective color. Should you get into the enemy's color, you do get a little bit slowed down, and actually you could even die from it, and it gives the enemies an upper hand. The idea is to use your ability to turn into a squid to hide in certain places, even climb walls, in order to take advantage of them. And within the 3 minutes, if you covered the most ground, your team wins. Sounds simple enough, right? When you turn into a squid, you also refill your ink because your weapons can only carry so much. The more ground you cover, your special meter fills up, and depending on what weapon you have is what kind of special move you can have. Some of these are actually pretty cool. You can also throw sub-weapons such as bombs and ink grenades and stuff, so there's a variety of chaos. Now, ranked mode unlocks after you reach level 10, so the majority of your first 10 levels of this game are only going to be Turf War. Once you hit ranked mode, 3 new modes appear, which is Rainmaker, where you have to take control of the Rainmaker weapon and use it for your team's advantage for a certain amount of time in the match. It's not really that exciting. It's a little bit less action-packed than Turf War. The next one is Tower Defense, where you take control of a tower, and you have to have that tower with your color of ink for a certain amount of time in the match. And then also Splat Zones, where your team has to control a certain area on the map for an amount of time to win the match. Ranked mode, in my opinion, is not as fun or chaotic as regular mode's Turf War, so I spend the majority of my time playing Turf War because it's fun. It's a blast. There is a single player mode, and it's actually improved from the first game single player mode. The story's premise is that Callie, who is in the first game as a host of the news channel, is missing. So you have to help Marie find Callie. Now, there's an overworld hub, about 5 different levels. The levels basically are like a training ground for multiplayer. It's okay, it's fun, it's nice that there is a single player campaign, but if you got Splatoon just to play by yourself, I think you wasted your money. Most of my time spent with Splatoon 2 was with the online multiplayer, of course. Now, there is Salmon Run, which is a new mode that is featured in the Splatoon series. This is a time-constrained mode. It doesn't run all the time. You can't get to it when it's not opened, but what it is you end up working for a guy where you have to take on the evil Salmonoids, who are a variety of boss-like creatures that are actually pretty creative, and you have to destroy them and get their golden eggs and put them in a basket for the guy that is actually hiring you. You can team up with friends or play online. There's local mode for Salmon Run as well. So it is a pretty addictive mode. You level up, you gain certain bonuses and certain, special abilities just from Salmon Run alone, and it's a neat little option. I find it a lot more addictive than solo player, and it is up on par with my online gameplay that I've experienced. It's just a shame that it's underneath certain time constraints, and it's only available from certain time blocks. There is also the return of Splatfest, where once in a while there is a certain thing versus another thing. This month's, actually, as of this review, was ketchup versus mayo for the first Splatfest of Splatoon 2. I chose Team Ketchup. You represent your side. You even get a unique Splatfest shirt that you get to keep while Splatfest is around. You have to give it back afterwards. But it's cool, and you can even team up with your friends on the same team. This is one of the only few ways where you can actually be on a team with friends and able to do it quite easily, because in regular and ranked mode, it usually randomizes after each round. You're never going to be on the same team too often as your friend. Now, each character does have the ability to have special loadouts. You can kind of customize what your character's headgear, shirt, and footwear are. Depending on what you have is how many special slots you can get to fill in abilities. And there's a ton of different abilities. Everything from being able to have an ink saver option for your main and sub weapons, to a quick respawn, to even being able to haunt who has killed you and stuff, and even being able to get your special ability a lot faster. So depending on what you get for abilities in these slots, provides a good strategy as far as how powerful your character can be. There's even a character that can even sell you abilities or clean up the abilities that you have, and you could try to replace it with a different ability if you're not happy, which provides a lot of customization options. The selection of weapons, just like in the original Splatoon, is actually pretty neat. You do have Super Soaker-like guns. You have grenade things. You're able to use a freaking paintbrush to just swipe. There's even like a paint bucket that you just loop all over everybody. There's cool little dual pistols. There's all sorts of stuff. My favorite personally is the ink rollers, just because you can just run people over with them. Certain weapons have certain abilities and unique special characteristics to them, and it's all depending on what you like to have and what gives you an advantage, because some weapons just aren't that great on the field or fast enough or efficient enough, depending on what mode you're playing. Now, there's actually more gear that is available on the Nintendo Online app for the Nintendo Switch. I'm going to pull it up real quick and show you guys exactly what is on it. Now, I know a lot of people aren't too happy with some features of the app, like the voice chat, which I really haven't gotten to try out. I don't even want to try out. It looks like a chaotic mess with the adapter and the headset and stuff. That's unfortunately the only way that you can officially voice chat on the Nintendo Switch for Splatoon. I was hoping there would have been Bluetooth headsets enabled or other options, but if you're going to voice chat with your friends, just use like Discord or Skype. It's less of a mess. I don't even recommend that. I'm not even going to touch on that on the review, but it is a mistaken thing that the app doesn't offer anything, because alone on the app, it has a variety of features that showcase certain things that could work to your advantage. Now, on it, you can see a general profile, which shows like your rank, how much ink you've splatted, stuff like that. Then there's also your weapon loadout, shows what you currently have equipped. Talks about the Splatfest battle right here, when the dates are, stuff like that. It's also able to keep track of your last 50 battles. As you can see, you can scroll and see details of your victories, your losses, how many points and stuff like that. It even has stage info, what's the current stages that are available, until what times, what's coming up after that, so you're able to see which mode and what stages at the palm of your hand. So if you wanted to go ahead and be organized and plan your games, it lets you know if Salmon Run is actually currently running, and you're even able to get exclusive Splatnet gear that is not available anywhere else. You order it on the app, and there's a character in the main lobby that you can pick up your orders from and pay for it. And luckily, it's using the game's currency. It's not using microtransaction stuff like DLC and all of that. Now, to touch on some things that do annoy me about this game, I don't really like that a lot of the stuff is time constrained, that you can only play 2 levels at a time for 2-3 hours, and then it rotates, and only certain modes are available and stuff. To me, I get why they're doing it, so people can experience certain parts of the game, and that you play a variety of the modes, and you experience the whole entire thing, and it lengthens out the game for everybody, keeps it fresh. But I would love an option to be able to play whatever you want at any time. I know it's something that was in the last game, and it was here, and unfortunately sometimes it does drag out a little bit. I hate that you can't change your loadout in the multiplayer lobby. You have to actually get out of the game and exit and hope that you can get back into with the people that you're playing with. It's kind of annoying. Another thing, you're not able to get out of the matchmaking lobby. Once it starts, you gotta wait until either the time runs out or that it completely fills up. So you can't pull out of a matchmaking lobby once it's already started. That's kind of, I don't know, that's something that should be there. Also, when you log into the game every day for the first time, the cutscene that happens with the two DJs or whatever is unskippable, and it's really annoying to have to go for that every time. And most of all, you can't play multiplayer on one single switch. You can't do split screen. You have to have two different switches in order to play, and with local co-op as well, you need 2 copies of each game and 2 switches minimum to do any kind of local multiplayer at all. I find that a little bit backwards. You know, if Nintendo's trying to build up an online community and stuff and have local couch co-op, which this game is perfect for, they should have made it a little bit more accessible for people and throw in the voice chat problem on top of that. So overall, Splatoon 2, I feel, does make some improvements over the original. This feels like an improved Splatoon 1. And it has a lot of features that are fun. It keeps my attention. I've been playing this game non-stop. I cannot recommend it enough. I give Splatoon 2 a solid 9 out of 10. Other than the slight annoyances that I've just mentioned, it's a pretty good game and definitely worth a look for you to check out. Thanks a lot for watching, guys. Peace out.